Soraya, hello.
Hi.
How lovely to spend some time with you. We're sitting in leafy Hampshire in your beautiful studio. How did you get from Tehran to wonderful, beautiful Hampshire? Bit of a journey.
Long story. I came over as a student, basically first of all to a language school in Cambridge, and then I took a business course in Tunbridge Wells at Constable Commercial College, which doesn't exist anymore actually. Went back to Cambridge for a period, and already I had met my husband, and together we moved on to Norfolk for a time and then moved to Hampshire.
Okay, so you went to business school in this country.
Yes.
So were you thinking of setting up your own business?
I think as a young person at that time, to be honest with you, I didn't really have a very clear idea of what I wanted to do, because prior to that I actually went to Tehran University and started a whole year of agricultural engineering at Tehran University.
Wow.
Prior to coming to England. So I really didn't have a very clear idea, because that obviously wasn't finished due to political unrest, which started from our university actually. When really the rest of the population didn't really have an inkling of what's going to happen. There was a lot of unrest at the university, especially the more provincial part of the Tehran University, which I was at. So therefore, after a year, I then left that course because my mother was quite concerned about my health. And so therefore I had a gap year in Italy, in Rome, where I spent nearly a year kind of getting over my traumatic experience at university.
Right. So where was your love of art kindled? Because to go from agricultural engineering to business school in England, was it Rome? Was it the Rome bit? To your beautiful artwork, it seems big jumps.
Yeah, I'd always painted as a child. I'd always, my earliest memories are always at bending over a piece of paper. I used to draw cartoon characters from the television. Being the youngest child in our family, I was always encouraged by the older brothers and sisters, and my mother in particular. So it's something that I'd always done. And during the summer holidays, growing up in Iran, all children did was basically 3 months of swimming pools and going to classes, be it dancing or art or anything like that. So all these activities were really encouraged by my family. So it was something that I always did alongside my academic work, but I was actually good at academic subjects. So the art part was never for me a consideration to go any further,
Right.
Especially that at the schools that I attended, the art was a very small part of the curriculum. It was really a lot more academic subjects.
Right. So when did you think, no, I actually really want to, this is how I'm going to express myself?
It was, as I say, it was something that it was always in the background.
Yeah.
So for the few years when I was at language school, and then I went on to college in Tunbridge Wells, that really took a back step, because I was in student digs, with sharing with cousins and friends, and really I wasn't involved with art much. But once we got married, I always had something set up in the front room, and it was something I just did as a hobby all the time. It didn't become a career path, even as a thought for me, until much later.
Right.
And quite organic process.
Which
really.
sometimes is the best way,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So part of your work now, we'll talk about your presidency in
Sure.
a second, but part of your passion, I guess, is to encourage young people nowadays to nurture their creativity and
Sure.
and so how do you go about that? How do you?
At the society, we have started the Young People's Initiative.
So the society. So I'll just say,
Yeah.
you are now, Mom,
Madam President.
president of the Society for Women Artists.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the encouragement of the young people is especially important to us because they are our future. So it's an absolute no-brainer to encourage them through submitting their work. And we provide an excellent platform for them to showcase their work. Some of them have gone on to make really great careers, and we are going to continue in that path because sometimes the young people don't get these opportunities within the family, and there's always a certain encouragement, just even one sentence that someone tells a young person that sparks their imagination. And I think it's really important to encourage them because they are our future generations, and it just makes sense that we nurture them.
So a young person who you can see has got that really creative spark or talent, what would you say to them to encourage them? Because I think the creative arts, there's always this anxiety, isn't there, about how am I going to earn a living from this?
Absolutely.
So what would you say, having the business strand as well as the creative?
I think in the past, the parents mostly really have created a barrier for the children as regards choosing a career path. Now that has become an excuse for some people that I've met, saying that, I would have become an artist had my parents encouraged me and not forced me to go into another route because, so to speak, get a proper job that makes money and brings in an income. Now within my family there are 2 young people who went to art school, neither of whom are now artists. So they had all the encouragement from the family and help. However, things happen in life, so we can't make excuses. The other argument is that it's hard to make money from art. If that is your passion, you can make it work somehow. Okay, so maybe the sale of paintings is not exactly the most reliable source of income. It does happen for a handful of artists, but not for everyone. So you can subsidize this passion by teaching, by writing, by just sourcing other ideas that could give you a regular income while you are actually dealing with your passion, which is making your art as well. So there's always options. So we have got options. Within reason, you can be anything or anyone you want to be. This is my message.
That's a great message.
So
I love that message. Finally, Soraya, we can't sit here in front of one of your amazingly colourful, beautiful paintings. What inspires you? Where's the colour come from? Is that that's what strikes you with all your work? It's the vibrant colour.
As an artist, I think there is, for me, painting and art is like a constantly moving and changing concept that evolves, by itself almost. Because looking back, my paintings have changed a great deal. So there were periods where I just painted in watercolors, so I was quite contained with my colors. As a pastel artist, I made quite a lot of very blue beach scenes. And then I discovered mixed media and acrylic in particular, and I think slowly, not only the material, but things that I got attracted to started getting more colourful without me even realising, because it's such a small change at any one time that then amounts to a great change after a few years. And then looking back, you can see that yes, my work has changed, but I wasn't conscious how.
So you would say it's about encouraging, well, not just young people, people of any age really, to have the courage to follow their passion, follow their creativity, and
absolutely. I mean, it is the best thing anyone can do. Many of my students really they start exploring their artistic and creative side after they retire, because this is the time that they have got the financial means and also the time to spend kind of nurturing their passion. And it's not too late. At any age you can start creating and you know, expressing your ideas, and it's just about doing and practicing. Sometimes I find what stops people is high expectations. You have to think of something like painting and art. It's the same thing as music. So while everybody doesn't expect to learn a really difficult piece of music in one session, with painting, unfortunately, the expectation is that one workshop is going to make them into Monet. So I think that as long as we get that perspective correctly, we are all allowed to. You know, it's not for the elite. We all should express our ideas. So
to sum up, would you agree in one sentence? We should all be expressing our creativity in some form or other, and it's never too late to start.
Absolutely.
Great.
But also match our ability to our expectation, and that makes you happy.
Perfect. That's what we want. Happy, creative people, isn't it?
People.
Great. Thank you, Soraya. It's
Thank
been
you
a
very
delight
much.
to speak to you.
Thank you.